Gavin Alexander, lately 6th Earl of Seabrooke, observed the growing dismay on the face of the young man before him and sighed. He should have known his own incredible luck over the past few hours was too good to be true, and so it apparently was. The lad couldn't pay up. "I'll accept your vows, of course, Chesterton," Lord Seabrooke said brusquely. Frustrated as he was, it was not in him to humiliate the boy publicly. "You may redeem them later in the week." Sir Thomas chewed his lower lip, glancing quickly about at the interested spectators who had gathered to watch the final stages of the evening's deepest game, before meeting his opponent's eye. "Might I have a word with you privately, sir?" he asked in a shaky undertone. Seabrooke inclined his head, masking fierce disappointment with the lightly amused nonchalance that came so easily now, after years of practice. "You've all had your entertainment," he said to their audience. "Our terms of payment can be of no interest to you whatever." Though there was nothing overtly threatening in either words or tone, the crowd of gentlemen melted away at once. I seem to have a problem," stammered the young baronet as soon as they were alone. He raked agitated fingers through his thick shock of fair hair as he stared despondently down at the table, unable to meet the other man's eyes. "You don't have the means to pay your gaming debts. Yes, I had gathered that." Seabrooke's voice was cold now. He had needed those winnings so desperately. "You realize that I could have you barred from White's for playing under false pretenses?" Sir Thomas's head came up at once. "It was no such thing," he declared hotly. "The Chesterton fortune is every bit as extensive as I said. I just don't exactly have access to it at the moment. It is tied up in trust, you see." A flame of renewed hope sprang up in Gavin's breast. "But the money is yours?" Yes, of course. Well, mine and my sister's, anyway. The terms of my father's will were rather irregular." Lord Seabrooke thought he detected a certain bitterness in the lad's voice. "My share will more than cover your £12,000, but my allowance won't make a dent in it. In fact, my pockets are practically to let till next quarter." The despair was back in his eyes, and Seabrooke felt his brief hope wither. His circumstances were becoming increasingly desperate. After the skirmishes of the spring, Napoleon had finally, irrevocably been defeated, effectively eliminating Gavin's position with the War Office. Already his credit was beginning to run out. Soon the mammas of certain heiresses would get wind of it and warn their daughters away from him. And now he found himself saddled with a new responsibility, one that honour would not allow him to shirk, and that made the recoupment of his finances absolutely essential. "And when, precisely, will you have control of your portion of the trust?" he asked with more resignation than hope. "Not till I turn 25, replied Sir Thomas dolefully, poking at the cards before him with one forefinger. "Nearly 4 years. Frederica gets hers when she marries, but at the rate she's going, that may well be even longer. Surely there must be some way to break this damned trust. A debt of honour, after all." "Your sister is unmarried?" asked Lord Seabrooke casually, seized by a sudden inspiration born of dire necessity. "Tell me about her." "Good afternoon, Freddie." A familiar figure appeared without warning in the doorway. "Thomas, I thought you still in London." Frederica rose with a welcoming smile. One look at her brother's handsome countenance, however, told her that he was highly agitated about something. "Is anything wrong? You haven't gotten into some sort of trouble, have you, dear?" she asked with ready concern. Thomas, however, immediately donned a charming smile and came forward to embrace her. "Wrong? Of course not, Freddie. Quite the opposite, in fact. I've come to offer you my heartiest congratulations." Frederica stiffened in her brother's clasp, drawing back to regard him warily. "Congratulations? Congratulations for what, Thomas?" "Why, on your betrothal to the Earl of Seabrooke. Quite a respectable match, considering you've not been to town, eh? Imagine, my little sister a countess."